Good evening. Will you state your full name for the court, please?
Jeremy Ethridge.
All right, and
Mr. Ethridge, pull that base of that to you so that we can make sure we can hear all about you. I didn't ask you to do that, but you
I'll
can.
make sure it's on.
All right.
Detective Ethridge, you are a laboratory agent with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation.
Yes,
You reviewed several items in this case, is that correct?
yes,
And let's just back up a minute. When it comes to the testing of hair, the TBI does not perform hair testing, do they?
no,
There is no place that you know of in Dixon County or within the TBI that a piece of hair can be submitted to confirm whether it came from the victim or some other place.
that's correct.
When looking at hair sample, we look at the color and nature of the hair. It's more of an eye look, is that correct?
Yes,
All right. So let's talk a little bit about the weapon that was recovered from the defendant, a Glock Model 19. You received that weapon at the TBI,
yes,
and you also received the shell casings that were recovered from the crime scene.
yes,
Did you do a comparison between the shell casings and the Glock 19?
yes,
And I'm not going to get into how those comparisons are made, but it's scientific,
yes,
based upon years and years of the scientific method being applied.
yes,
And are you looking at strike marks on the shell casing?
yes,
Are those unique to each individual pistol?
yes,
So if I had a Glock 19 on my person tonight, which I don't, but I gave that to you, and then we took the Glock 19 that belonged to the defendant, you could distinguish. I haven't even asked my question. How's she objecting?
Let me hear the objection before you start in.
Your Honor, it's foundation. No one yet has even testified that a gun has been recovered from the defendant. We're now talking about TBI lab testing with a gun that no one's testified was ever recovered from the defendant. So we're getting into no foundation for any of this testimony.
That's fine, Your Honor. I can clear that up.
All right, sustain the objection at this time.
Detective, you received a weapon from the Dixon County Sheriff's Office.
yes.
How do you identify weapons as they come into the TBI lab?
Serial numbers.
Serial numbers. Are they signed off on by the agent or the detective that brings them to your laboratory?
Yes,
So while you may not be in the field, you are receiving a piece of property through a chain of custody.
yes,
We'll leave the defendant's name out of it, but you received a piece of property, a Glock 19, according to the property receipt. Is that correct?
that's correct.
And you examined a Glock 19.
Yes,
All right. You don't personally know where the Glock 19 came from other than the identifying marks on the property receipt.
correct.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about the examination of weapons. Going back to my original questioning, if you have two Glock 19s, can you distinguish those Glock 19s?
Yes,
Do they make unique characteristic traits, strike marks on shell casings?
yes,
So you may have two Glock 19s that were produced in the same factory, one right after the other, but they would be distinguishable,
yes,
very unique,
yes,
so similar to fingerprints.
correct.
All right. And in this case, you did a comparison of the shell casings that you also received from the Dixon County Sheriff's Office,
Yes.
and you were able to do what?
I was able to tell that the 4 shell casings that were submitted come from the Glock 19 that was submitted as well.
Okay, and you were in the courtroom when the detective testified that she collected 4 shell casings at the Dixon County Sheriff's Office.
Yes,
She testified that they were turned in to you at the TBI lab.
yes,
You took those 4 shell casings and linked them to the Glock 19 that had been presented to you for examination.
yes.
All right. Now, let's talk a little bit more about your work in this case. You produce a laboratory report every time you do an examination, is that correct?
That's correct. Yes,
And what is this?
it's a NIBIN report.
And is this an accurate copy of the report that you produced for this investigation?
Yes,
And let's just briefly go through it. It says evidence submitted by 1A sample cartridge DC-SO1 sample caliber
yes,
and casing 9mm.
yes.
And 2C, what is 2C?
That's item number 2.
right? And it's a Glock 19
Glock
firearm?
19, yes, 9mm.
And what was the result?
The sample cartridge is a match with 2C firearm Glock 19 cartridge.
Okay, and are you sure of that result?
Yes,
And based on your result, the firearm that you examined is the firearm that fired the shell casings located at the crime scene?
yes,
No doubt.
no doubt.
I'll move a copy of the lab report as the state's next exhibit.
All right, we'll make it, I assume we're going to have some witness that will identify the weapon and.
We will.
So
She's,
we'll provisionally, normally in a real trial, the weapon would have been introduced first. But sometimes those things happen and you can allow some piece of evidence to come in conditionally if it's later connected. So we'll allow it to be brought in subject to correlation to the weapon itself.
Judge, the witness is in real life on a call right now and was unable to be here temporarily.
The witness that we had lined up to testify about these things is on a DOA call at the moment with the sheriff's department, I assume. Anyway, that means a dead on arrival call. That means that that officer that was going to come in and testify is actually responding to a death call. So we'll overlook her absence.
Now, Investigator Ethridge, you serve many roles with the TBI. Not
Yes.
only are you a firearms expert, but you're also a seriology expert, is that correct?
Yes,
And you have a vast background in examining DNA.
yes.
I'm tendering Detective Ethridge as a seriology expert. Any objection to that?
Just remember who you work for.
For practice purposes, I would
There's
not
no
object.
objections, right?
It's always interesting when we have these, the last one we had, General Crouch was the defense lawyer, and one of his assistants was the prosecutor, and there were times when you could see that the prosecuting attorney who works for him wanted to object, but kept her mouth shut because she didn't want to make her boss mad at her, I think. So anyway, we will allow
She's
this
done
to be.
if she's watching, she's done much worse than that, so.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Agent Investigator Ethridge, we're now speaking of this seriology report that you have produced. What did you examine? Do you remember off the top of your head?
So let me interrupt you because I'm trying to make sure everybody, including our class of the Citizens Police Academy, in a real world trial, in order to render an expert opinion, there has to be a qualification, and Mr. Crouch asked the defense lawyer if there was any objection to it. So normally you qualify someone as an expert through their training, experience, and so forth, and background, and they would be, the question would be asked if they could be qualified as an expert. I would make that determination, but we would give both sides an opportunity to question the background. So now that he's been qualified as an expert for this mock trial, he will be able to give an opinion, which is not something a layperson without being qualified as an expert would be able to do.
Okay, Agent Ethridge, we are now reviewing a document that you have before you. Can you identify this document, please?
It's an official CODIS report.
And that is also a laboratory examination?
Yes,
And is that your official, does that appear to be an accurate copy of your lab report?
yes.
All right. In this particular report, we have evidence that was received from who?
Charlotte Richards.
And which do you see underneath the victim, which is Charlotte Richards, where it says received from?
Yes, Rachel Ruiz.
And that's the detective we've heard testify.
Yes,
So Detective Ruiz brought evidence for seriology DNA testing, and they're marked as exhibits 1A and 1B, is that correct?
yes.
And 1A is what?
An acrylic fingernail.
Okay. And 1B is what?
Victim's DNA swab.
All right. So a swab, what does that mean?
It's where they take, it's kind of like a long Q-tip, and they put it in the person's mouth and swab their cheeks.
Okay. So the victim, Miss Richards, somebody swabbed her mouth for DNA.
Yes,
And what do you do with that sample? Is that your kind of your comparison sample?
Yes,
Is it a known sample from the victim?
yes,
All right. And so when you examine the acrylic fingernail, are you trying to determine if DNA on the fingernail matches the known sample, which is Miss Richards' DNA?
yes,
Okay. Did you do that comparison in this test, in
I
this
did.
case? You compared the DNA located on the fingernail to Miss Richards' known sample.
yes,
And was it a match?
it was.
Okay. So we know that the fingernail, that wherever it came from, because you weren't there, but if we've seen a photograph of it in Miss Richards' car in the console, we know that that fingernail has her DNA on it.
Correct.
All right. And I'll make a copy of the CODIS and lab report, the state's next exhibit, please. Thank you. And then lastly, Agent Ethridge, we have Are you familiar with Apple AirTags?
Yes, I am.
You're very familiar with those as well.
Yes,
And I would tender Agent Ethridge as a forensic expert.
We will qualify him as an expert in that area.
Agent, can you describe to the jury what an AirTag is?
it's a more or less of a tracking device. They come with a serial number. You can put it somewhere and you can pair it to your iPhone and find out where it's at.
Okay. And an AirTag was examined by you,
Yes,
and in this particular case or in all cases, are AirTags in order to activate and be used, do they have to be associated and connected to an email address?
yes,
So when you go in and do an examination and subpoena the results from Apple, the proceeds from Apple, were you able to identify the email address associated with this AirTag?
yes.
And what is that email address?
KyleBush77@gmail.com.
Okay. So in this particular case, we have the serial number of the AirTag, and then we have the Apple ID that was used, and we see two separate emails. Is that correct?
That's correct.
We see one, KyleBush77@gmail.com, and do we have another?
CRichard66@gmail.com.
Okay. And the status, can you go through the results of the status, please?
Yes, on 10/23/2025 at 2:58 p.m., it was, device was unpaired from the Apple ID. On the same date at 4:30 p.m., it was attempting to pair up with the Apple ID event, or the Apple ID, and at 5:50 p.m., there was another attempt to pairing it up.
Okay. What does that mean
That
in layman's terms?
the person whose name it's under was attempting to turn it or activate it to see where the AirTag was at.
Okay. So whether or not it ever connected, you don't know,
I do not know.
but somebody was attempting to connect.
That's correct.
And an Apple AirTag, does it have a distance in which it will connect? Yeah, I mean, if I'm a mile away from the AirTag and I'm trying to find the AirTag on my Apple phone, what is required for it to connect?
You have to be within close proximity of it.
Relatively close?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So on the same date that we've been speaking of this entire case, October 23rd, 2025, somebody was attempting to pair up with this Apple AirTag.
That's correct.
In your experience in examining AirTags, if the person that was trying to pair it was literally sitting in the car where the AirTag was, would that be close enough to connect?
Yes.
So if I'm in a car, I should be able to connect with an AirTag.
Yes.
But if I'm unable to connect, that means I'm somewhere outside or away from the car.
That's correct.
All right. And I'll move that as the state's next exhibit, please.
All right.
And I'll pass the witness.
Sylvie, you may cross-examine.
Right.
Mr. Etheridge, I'm going to start backwards a little bit. If you've got Exhibit 12, I'd like for you to peek at Exhibit 12. All right. And that is the Apple confidential report, correct?
Yes,
We have some experience with Apple AirTags, don't we?
a lot.
Yes. So let's go through can you tell me which user attempted to pair the Apple iTag?
No.
Or AirTag?
No,
You-
I cannot.
You can't tell me who
No.
did that. So it could have been Miss Richards with the Miss Richards email address that's up there.
Possibly.
All right. And all of this happened on what date?
October 23rd, 2025.
So that was actually the day before she came to the administrative building to make a report, correct?
I have no idea. I don't work for the sheriff's office.
Okay. And what have you done to verify that Kyle Bush actually uses the email address kylebush77?
I have not. This is just what came back from Apple.
All right, so you don't know who set up that email account?
Do not.
Anybody could have set up that email address?
Anybody could have.
Could I have set up that
Yes, you
email
could
address? Okay. So what we have here is something that says that an AirTag was attempted to be paired on October 23rd, but we don't know by whom?
That's correct.
Do you have any information of when that AirTag was placed on the vehicle?
I do not.
All right, let's move backwards again, and I'm through with Exhibit 12, and we'll go to Exhibit 11, which would be the official CODIS report. All right. You are an expert in serology.
Sure.
Okay. What does CODIS mean?
I don't know.
You don't know what CODIS
I
means?
don't. It's DNA something, with something to do with DNA. Or the results go in. So like if your DNA is taken, goes into the system.
It's CODIS usually classifies certain individuals.
Yes,
What kind of individuals?
humans.
Humans. Anything specific to humans?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. My next question would be, so your lab report verifies that Miss Charlotte Richards' DNA was found on this fingernail.
Yes,
Do you know where the fingernail was recovered from?
don't have a clue.
Any other DNA at all that was submitted for you to test?
No.
Mr. Etheridge, if you could go look at Exhibit 10. This would be the NIBIN. Now, I heard a lot of testimony that you had regarding this. Is your name Mel Rose?
No,
So did you actually prepare this report?
I did not prepare the report, no.
Okay, so where did you get your information, Mr. Etheridge, if you're not Mr. Rose?
I did the testing on it, but Mel Rose filled a report out. He was in training.
Okay. So you were able to say that a gun given to you was matches for some shell casings that were given to you,
Yes,
but you don't know where the gun came from?
do not.
Is there a degree of certainty that you have? What's the margin of error on your results?
Real good at it. No errors.
No errors?
No errors.
100%?
Sure.
Okay. Did you happen to, so how did you say that these match up?
There's a picture of the back of the shell casing where it was fired and made an indention, where the indention was on the 4 that I received were all a match, and then the one that was fired in the lab was a match to the other 4.
Okay, so the gun did fire?
Yes,
Where's the picture of the one that test fire? Where's the picture of the ones that you actually examined?
I don't know.
Okay.